Welcome to the online public involvement meeting for Project Design ID 3060-03-01, Construction ID 3060-03-71, along Wisconsin 73 from Wisconsin 19 to the North Marshall Village limit in Dane County. Who can I talk with about the project? This is a list of people who are working on this project. Their contact information will be on the last slide of this presentation, which will include their emails and phone numbers, as well as the address of the Wisconsin Department of Transportation Southwest Region Office in Madison. Feel free to contact them with any comments, questions, or concerns regarding this project. The project team consists of Steve Porter, who is the WIS project manager for the Southwest region, and Tammy Tucker, who is the consultant design project manager for CBS Squared. The presentation will follow the outline shown here. First, discussing the project limits. Second, the purpose and need of the project. Third, the proposed design improvements. Fourth, the impacts to adjacent properties and traffic. Fifth, the activities that have been completed thus far. Sixth, the next activities in the schedule. And finally, ending with contact information. What are the project limits? The proposed project begins at the intersection of Wisconsin 73 with Wisconsin 19 and heads north for 1.36 miles to the North Marshall Village limit, approximately 200 feet north of Converse Avenue. Why do we need this project? One need for the project is deteriorating pavement. The existing pavement on Wisconsin 73 is experiencing significant rutting and alligator cracking in portions of the wheel path. Rutting is typically a result of unstable subgrade or insufficient subbase material. This pavement deterioration causes increased maintenance costs, poor ride quality, and presents safety concerns. In addition to the roadway, all the existing curb ramps along Wisconsin 73 are not compliant with the current American Disabilities Act standards. The existing bridge and sidewalk approaches at structure B 1373 over the Monesha River are sinking and creating poor ride quality and safety issues for pedestrians. The existing bridge railing is chipping and peeling. The existing curb on the bridge deck is showing signs of deterioration with spalling concrete and exposed rebar. There is surface delamination on the abutments. These deficiencies are costly expenditures to maintain. In addition, the existing railroad signals at the at-grade Wisconsin and Southern Railroad crossing just north of Friedel Drive are not functioning with the latest standards. What are the proposed improvements? The next collection of slides explain the proposed improvements and show the typical sections of Wisconsin 73. To address the safety concerns and pavement deterioration, the proposed construction on Wisconsin 73 would consist of removing the existing top 4 to 5 inches of asphalt pavement and replacing it with 5 inches of new asphalt pavement. The proposed construction would also include select areas of excavation below subgrade, or EBS, to address underlying poor soils that cause pavement rutting. The limits for paving would be the existing curb and gutter in the urban section, which would remain in place. There would be new shoulder aggregate placed in the rural section north of Canal Road. New pavement markings would be installed for roadway centerline and bicycle accommodations. The existing curb ramps would be removed and improved to meet current Americans with Disabilities Act standards to the maximum extent possible. Some of the crosswalks would be reconfigured to cross the roadway in a safer location. Temporary limited easements and/or small areas of fee acquisition would be required for the curb ramp construction. The proposed structural improvements for the bridge over the Monesha River, structure number B 1373, would include the installation of new concrete approach slabs, curb repair, spot surface repair on abutments, and painting the railing. A bridge deck scan will be completed closer to construction to determine if any deck repair is needed. The proposed improvements at the at-grade Wisconsin and Southern Railroad crossing just north of Friedel Drive include replacing the railroad signals and installing new gates. Wisconsin 73 property impacts. Right-of-way would be needed at the curb ramp locations to blend the slopes and provide room for contractors to work, not the entire project. Most of the right-of-way needs would include temporary limited easements with some spot locations requiring minimal permanent right-of-way to maintain the curb ramps. The proposed curb ramp construction in front of the Marshall Lions Park would require a temporary limited easement to provide room for the contractor to place their forms and to blend the slopes. The curb ramp improvements would not adversely affect the park. What will happen to Wisconsin 73 traffic during construction? The anticipated construction for Wisconsin 73 is currently scheduled to begin in 2025. Wisconsin 73 traffic would follow a detour route during construction. The reason for the detour route is that the existing road is too narrow for flagging operations with the anticipated depth of excavation. This means that during construction, Wisconsin 73 would be closed through traffic but would remain open for local and business access. The proposed detour route would use Wisconsin 19 and Wisconsin 89 for both northbound and southbound traffic. Local and emergency access on Wisconsin 73 would be maintained during construction. What activities have been completed thus far for the project? In 2020, the survey for the project was started and the notice to Native American tribes was sent in December. In 2021, project activities have included field investigations, coordination with the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, initiating the Archaeological and Historical Resources Coordination, and the environmental report was started for the project. A virtual meeting with the local officials was held on October 5, 2021, to inform them of the project and receive input on the proposed construction activities. What is next? The current project schedule is outlined here. As mentioned, the work on the environmental report has begun, and the report is anticipated to be signed this fall. The preliminary structure plan and structure survey report will be submitted for review in December this year. The design study report is expected to be approved in March of 2022, and then following that, the plat is anticipated to be recorded in April of 2022, initiating the real estate acquisition process. After that, the project plans will be sent to the utilities. The plans for the project are currently scheduled to be finalized by May 2024, and construction is anticipated to begin in the spring of 2025. Thank you for your participation in this very important project. We look forward to receiving any questions or input you may have. We request that you provide comments by November 10th, 2021. You can do that in several ways, either via a written comment form, which is part of the project handout available on the project website, or you may also simply email comments to the address as provided, or mail to the Wisconsin Department of Transportation, Southwest Region Office in Madison. Thank you for your participation, and we look forward to hearing from you.